Welcome back to Cars, Golf, and Cigars. I'm your man, Kadon Sterling. I'm so happy to have y'all here with me. Let's get right into it, all right? Today's going to be a McLaren conversation. I don't talk about this manufacturer a lot, but I'm going to talk to them today about this W1 that they've already dropped, and it's going to be an amazing conversation. So stay right there. Stick with me. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is, once again, Cars, Golf, and Cigars. I'm your man, Kadon Sterling. And today we are going to talk about McLaren, man. We're talking about this W1. Now, honestly, this might be the first time we've even discussed McLaren on Cars, Golf, and Cigars. There's a reason why for that. I'm not a huge fan. Well, I have not been a huge fan in the past. Certain cars I like, certain cars I'm thinking, because to me, a lot of times, McLaren was getting a little boring with the body style, the interior. It's a supercar, okay, but it's not standing out to me the way when they drop a new Aventador, or when they drop a new Lamborghini, period, or even Ferrari's new designs. McLaren, to me, after the Senna, that was kind of it. And then the Senna kind of like got a bad reputation after you seen Alejandro's blow up on YouTube. So after that, I wasn't really a big fan. I do like the Senna though. I wasn't a fan of the 520S, the 620S, the 720. Not a fan of those per se. But this W1, which actually is the replacement for the P1, is a monster. This is a monster, so we're definitely going to talk about it. Well, we're not going to do anything until we light up first. Come on. Yeah, I know. The only way to have a cigar conversation is with a cigar. The only way to have a car or golf conversation is with a cigar. But like I said, for some people who are McLaren enthusiasts, then they take it back to F1, the F1 series and things of that nature when they first came out with that model as well, which I do think is a great car. But let's start with a little history of it before we get to the visualizations of it. All right. Bruce McLaren. He created McLaren Cars, which later on was known to be, they changed their name to McLaren. It was McLaren Cars, then it was McLaren Manufacturers, I believe, something like that. McLaren Automotive, that's what it was, McLaren Automotive. It started off as McLaren Cars in 1985, then became McLaren Automotive later on. It's a British company, and they specialize in sports cars, luxury sports cars, okay? So Bruce McLaren, who was a designer, race car driver, won the Le Mans, all kind of things that he did. He basically had a vision for how he wanted his race car to be. Therefore, the McLaren was born. Okay, now let's speed it all up to today. Let's really get into the specs of it, all right? That's what we're here to talk about. The W1. The W1 specs, 1,200 horsepower. I believe 988 pounds of torque. It's light. It's light as hell, which makes it really, really fast because it's only approximately 3,000 pounds, give or take. I remember that it's rear-wheel drive, and what I like about it is the fact that it is a V8. It's not a big V8 though. It's like a 243 cubic inch V8. It's actually the size of a V6 engine-wise, but it's a V8. Now, with all the aero, they have aero everywhere. Every McLaren is designed with aero. Every sports car, every supercar, hypercar is designed with aero. Now, also, let's just get to the point with this before I forget. This is not just a hypercar, it's a hybrid, okay? It does have an electric battery. It does run on petrol, but it does have an electric battery. Now, if you just run it off the battery itself, they say you probably won't get more than 2 miles, or about 2 miles straight off the battery. But it will kick in when you need it to kick in, even while you're driving with petrol, if you just want to break it up. But don't rely on that. Just understand that you can get 2 miles straight just off the battery. But for the most part, this is a high octane vehicle. Let's stick to that. And 1,000 pounds. I remember I was listening, taking notes, and I believe the gentleman said it was 1,000 pounds of downforce. That's crazy. That means the car, and it's a regular street car. This is street legal. This is a street legal race car. Okay? Not like the Bugatti Bolide, which is not street legal. This is street legal with 1,000 pounds. You can drive this going anywhere you want in normal mode or track mode, if you want to call it. But as soon as you put it, excuse me, as soon as you put it in sports mode, it's not the same vehicle anymore. It has now became something completely else. Something completely else. It becomes a monster with the arrow in the front and the long extended arrow in the back that actually the wing goes down. Excuse me, which gives you that 1,000 pounds, you know what I'm saying, of downforce. Man, there's no drag with this car. But I know y'all want to see it. Y'all want to talk about it. Y'all want the visualizations. So here you go. I'll be right back. We are back. We are back. What we did not do is handle the business. So let's handle this business right now. And my New York Giants, I'm expecting y'all to handle y'all business during this trade. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that another time. It's another platform. Either way, please hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. It ain't that hard to hit the like button if you enjoy what I'm doing. Okay? There's also many buttons down there. Like I always say, hit all the damn buttons. There's also a donation button. If you really enjoy the channel and you appreciate the content and you want to donate to the channel, I don't know what the donations are. I have no control over that. They could be $1, they could be $5. I have no idea. All I know is they give us the privilege of having that button. Hit that button too. It helps me continue the channel. It helps me bring you content. And if you're really, really rocking with Cars, Golf, and Cigars and our 25,000 subscribers, which we damn sure need to be at 50,000 before the end of the year, hit all the buttons, and I appreciate the support. I really do, because don't nobody have to help you do anything. Now, back to what I'm talking about. As you can see, I had to put some placement in there of the Formula One McLaren race team. Shout out to Zach Brown. Shout out to Andre, who's actually the team principal. And of course, shout out to Lando. Shout out to Oscar. They just won the construction. They won the Constructors Cup for the championship for Formula One for 2024. That means they are the number one race team of 2024, McLaren. That's big. Because just 2-3 years ago, they was not even going to compete. They was not even going to compete for that, which we can go back to 2023 when Red Bull took it all. 22 races, they won 21. Driver of the Year, Constructors Cup as well. They won it all. McLaren stepped it all the way up. They absolutely made a faster car, and they got drivers who want to drive. Okay? Big shout out to Oscar, big shout out to Lando, but especially Lando. You know what I'm saying? He did a hell of a job in 2024. Now, let's get back to what we were talking about. The W1. Number one, there's only going to be 399 of these vehicles made. That's why this is going to be a great collector's item, in my opinion. In my opinion. They will all be sold. Even though they starting out at 2.1 million. Starting at 2.1 million. You will not buy one for 2.1 million. If you actually get the ability to get assigned a VIN number, an allocation for this, excuse me, by the time you finish building yours, you're going to be at close to 3 million or a little bit over 3 million before it's over. But the people who are in relationships with McLaren, they don't mind. They know what this is. It took a lot to replace the P1. It took a lot. But they did it. And I'm actually a fan of it. I'm not really a fan of a lot of their cars. This one I am. The ones that I am a fan of, without question. Now, the 225 W1, the 2018 Cena, I still like that car. The 2020 Atrua, I hope I'm saying that right, Atoria, and the 2023 GTS. Those are my favorites from McLaren. Those are the cars that I would buy. And for good reason. To me, they just look better. Now, the only V6 in there is the 2020 Atoro, however you want to say it. Supercharged V6, though. Don't sleep on it. Beautiful car. They've come out with a vehicle in such a way that's going to be so competitive for the market for hypercars and supercars that there will be no denying McLaren going into 2026. Now, a lot of people may say, well, where the hell is coming? I'm going to say, I didn't see all this coming. Because I knew that McLaren at one point really wasn't that great financially. I'm not saying I know their books, but I'm saying I know car business. And they really wasn't doing that great financially. But they now have a C load of money. And it's the reason why the racing team Formula One won, because they got so much bread behind them. Now, let me tell you why. McLaren is owned, even though it's a British company, it is owned by the government of Abu Dhabi. The government of Abu Dhabi. Okay? And the government of Abu Dhabi has a holding company, CYVN LLC. That's their holding company. And that's the company that owns the majority of McLaren, which means they have given them an open bank book to do whatever they want to do. Money's no option. Get it done. They get an ARAB money. That's oil money. That's sheiks and sheiks. Oil money is behind McLaren, even though they're a British company. And that's why they've been able to do the things they're doing. It's the perfect time to drop a W1. Why? Because you just won Formula One's biggest competition for the year. You are the winners. It's just great advertisement. It's great timing. And I'm pretty sure all the allocations for the W1 will be sold out, if they're not already sold out. Let's get to some other specs. I don't think I brought this up. I got to think sometimes because I'd be smoking. I'd be having a great time. 0 to 60, 2.7 seconds. Phenomenal. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. 2.7 seconds, 0 to 60. 0 to 125. 5 seconds. Let that sink in for a second. Let that sink in for a second. If we at a red light and I launch it with before you can count to 6, we at 125 miles per hour. The car tops out top speed at 217 miles per hour. And this is a legal driving street car. Beautifully designed. Now, something else I do like about the interior. Most cars, hypercars, supercars, the interiors, the seats are stationary. Okay, the seats don't move. Only the pedals move towards the driver, up or down. What I do like about this particular vehicle is that McLaren actually made it where the whole console moves back and forth. The whole console, the steering wheel, the speedometer, everything, the pedals, everything can move to you or go this way. Any way you want it to go, the whole damn thing, just the driver's side, moves, which is excellent. It gives you more comfort. You can sit straight, put your legs where you want to put it, and just bring it all to you. You don't have to ever move because you're not going to move your elbows in there that much. Okay, they got rid of the butterfly doors. They have the doors that just go straight up and down like the Gold Wing for more aerodynamics. They thought about this vehicle when they designed it. They really thought about it. And I love it. I think it's dope. And leaving y'all, I want to give y'all one more collector's tip if you out here trying to really put something in the cool school car collection. Because McLaren is collaboration with Mercedes. The SLR from 1999 to 2005, I think. The SLR. You want this car. McLaren and Mercedes put this car together. So it actually has a McLaren engine in it and designed by Mercedes and McLaren. That's my tip for y'all who want to actually buy something that's going to be an investment, that's still an investment. That's one of the cars you really want to get. My name is Kadon A. Sterling. I thank y'all so much for being here with me. I'll see you on the next one.